Game Time Brian. Hey Mark, is that the guy coming on? Hey Mark, you can bring DFW and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it won't matter. You haven't done dick in 30 years. The Pet Rock and the Chia Pet were more famous than Dallas in the last 25 years. Who are you kidding? The Chia Pet is more famous than the Cowboys in the last 30 years. The Chia Pet.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good holiday morning. Good Labor Day morning. I hope everybody has a nice day. To me, this ends I feel like it's the end of the summer, probably the last pool day that we have. It's going to be in the mid-70s. It seems like it's going to be a good weather. But we turn the page. We turn the page to fall, in my opinion. Once the ball is kicked off, once the Eagles and the Cowboys play, and we got a full slate of NFL football on tap this week, starting with the Thursday night football game where the Baltimore Ravens travel to the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. They seem to do it every year. Chiefs, there's always times throughout the year where they don't look the best. Doesn't matter. They get the job done. Coaching matters in this league, people. Coaching definitely matters. But, I live in South Jersey, right? And I know what Eagle fans are thinking. Anybody that knows me knows. They know my deal. They know I keep it 100. We may not agree necessarily, but I'm a diehard Phillies fan, yada, yada. I am a Cowboys fan. Not getting into that today, but I got roots down there. Regardless, that's where we sit. And I know everybody, if you're new to the channel and you stumble on this video, well, like, what do I care about it? Dallas fans, Eagles schedule prediction. Well, because of the last 2 years, I've pretty much nailed it, right? Pretty much nailed it. I didn't nail the 10-1 and then the collapse last year, but I nailed the Eagles' final schedule the year prior as well. What I didn't nail was the Giants last year. I thought they'd be a little better. They were horrendous. I pretty much nailed Washington, and I nailed Dallas. So I have an idea of what I'm talking about. I know how to take emotion out of it sometimes. I'm still a YouTuber at the end of the day. We know, I've been saying for a long time that the same team usually doesn't win the division back-to-back, unless there's certain anomalies. Now, stay tuned for my Cowboys prediction. I'll do that maybe tomorrow and get it up. Pause. I'll get it up, and it'll be up, and you'll know. So you're not going to know after this video where I've already been on record about what I think about the Eagles and how dominant that offense is, and as well as the defense might struggle at times. But we break down each game at a distance, obviously. We're going to go over the lines. You know how that works, people. One injury here, one injury there. It could go anywhere. So we're going to do our best. I got the Eagles colors behind me. Yes, I don't know if you can tell by the LED panels. They are green. They don't really pick up on camera the best, but it's green. Go Birds. I got my giveaways. I do have a lot of Eagle channel members since I'm a South Jersey kid. I go to a lot of Phillies games. Big win yesterday against the Braves. Nick Castellanos. He may frustrate me at times because he's just a free swinger. He's always seems to come through. And without Nick yesterday, we don't get the dub. But yeah, next giveaway, I got some Eagles signs and stuff. I got some more stuff coming. So come be a part of the channel. I keep it real. I keep it 100. I'm not a Cowboy fanboy, Dak fanboy. I'm not a homer. I'm going to keep it real. You ain't going to like a lot of what I say, but that's fine. I don't necessarily like to surround myself with like-minded people. I think that doesn't make you grow. But regardless, we're going to get into this year. Before I get into the wins and losses, what I will definitely tell you is I think the Eagles offense has the potential to be the best offense in the league. They have the most talent, or as much talent, if not more, than most of the people out there, like most of the teams out there. They just do. As I said, you have the offense. The offense is going to be on a roll. I do think with the addition of Saquon Barkley, I don't think it's an argue. I don't think anybody could argue that they don't have the most talent on offense. Their offensive line, I don't think will be as dominant without Jason Kelce, but I don't think it's going to drop off that much. I just think if you need a yard, you'll get a yard. The whole tush push with the Kelce thing, I don't think that's really going to mean much. I just don't. I would say the most things that you lost on offense was Kelce, but you gained Barkley, you gained Jahan Dotson. Pick your poison, right? Pick your poison. But I also know you got Kellen Moore. So let's get into it. I mean, you're not going to go, I got news for you, Eagle fans. You're not going 17-0. The defense, I think you got a little issue on the defense. You lost your best player, Hassan Reddick. Reddick hasn't signed with the Jets. I don't know if the Jets are the dumbest organization out there. Like, why would you trade for a guy? Now, supposedly, they're saying that Hassan moved the goalpost because they talked to him about a contract. I don't buy that for 1 minute. I don't buy it. Hassan Reddick wants to get paid one more time. Okay, he's 29 years old. I think he'll be 30. Put it in the chat, but I think that's where he's at. I think he's 29. Great player. I would always get chided that he was better than Micah Parsons. That he ain't better than Micah Parsons. He's more of a pass rusher aficionado. I mean, he can help with the run, but he don't worry about it. But all jokes aside, he was a hell of a football player, and you lost him. He was your best defensive player. So we'll see. We'll see, like, where the schedule takes us. But let's get into it. Enough talking. I'm 7 minutes into the video, and I haven't predicted one game yet. All right. They're talking about Eagles and Brazil, okay? Eagles are the home team. I hate that. To me, the home teams in these international games should be these teams who don't have a fan base as rabid and as passionate as the Eagles. I'm sorry. It should be the Carolina Panthers. Nothing against you guys, but it should be the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans. It should be these teams that are going across seas losing a home game. It shouldn't be Philadelphia Eagles losing a home game. I know they get the revenue, but it's ridiculous. That's a no-no. That's not cool. The Eagles are one of the oldest teams in the league. It makes no sense to why Eagles have to lose the home game. If you're going to, not Green Bay, I get it, but they shouldn't be playing overseas. Sorry. Make Cincinnati Bengals go overseas. Let them lose the home game because they're cheap asses anyway. But anyway, let's get into week one. Okay, week one, you went over how the offense, is Kellen Moore going to get this offense going quick? He normally beats average to bad teams. I think Green Bay is an above average team. So you have your work cut out for you week one. I don't know that you'll be ready to go. Let's look at the line. The line for the Eagles. So let me go back to week one. I'm on week 12. That ain't going to work. Week one. Eagles home against Packers in Brazil. It opened at 1.5. It's at 2.5. Some have it at a field goal. They're getting that love. They're getting that offensive firepower love. That's what they're getting. Packers are a good football team, people. The Packers are a good football team. If that playoff game, I know Dallas choked. I think the Packers are flying high right now. I do. I think the Eagles are going to struggle on defense. I'm just going to keep it real. Yeah, I mean, you're relying on Cooper DeJean, Kenyon Mitchell, Darius Slay, Bradbury's out indefinitely. I would imagine Ringo is going to get a lot of playing time. We'll see. Yeah, and the Kobe Dean, he came on towards the end of training camp. We'll see what Huff can do. I think Huff gets a bad rap because he goes against arguably the best, some of the best offensive linemen in training camp. So he was like, wow, doesn't look like he's doing much. And then he goes in the preseason and gets a few reps and he actually looks good. So big question mark with Huff. Has never had the amount of work that they're going to ask him to do this year with the Birds. So linebacker's an issue for me. They went and brought a C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, so that's good. I think your secondary is not great. Your linebackers aren't great. The strength of your football team on defense is your 2 defensive tackles, and then Milton. I think he's very good. You got Sweat, and then you have Huff, who's a big question mark. We're going to see. We're going to see about this team. I think the loss of Hassan Reddick, Game 1, I don't think you win this game. I think this is the one game on the schedule where if I get this game wrong, then add a win to your total. You're not going to make it up down the line. This is the difference. Like when I'm done with this schedule, if the Eagles do indeed beat the Packers, then add a win onto my total. But as of now, the Eagles, the home team in Brazil, which I don't like, -2.5, it looks like, against the Packers. Packers win the game outright. Eagles go 0-1. Not the end of the world for the Birds because their schedule isn't ridiculously tough. So they're 0-1, probably tied in the division with even, I already did my Giants prediction and my Washington Commanders prediction. Go back and check it out. I have them having the same record. I'll leave it at that. Week 2. Let me pull up my grid here real fast. Let's see here. Let me actually move my camera. There we go. Bing, bang, boom. Semper Fidelis. I don't know why it does that. All right, let's go here. Let's go. Week 2. You come home. Is it home or are you away? Let me see. It might be away. Week 2. Yeah, it's probably away if I had to guess. Now you're home. That's right. You're home. You get an extra day. Monday Night Football. Eagles against the Atlanta Falcons. Eagles are a 3.5-point favorite. It's pretty much stayed at 3.5. You'll see a 4-point line here or there. Eagles Monday Night Football home against Atlanta. Everybody's elevated Atlanta. I mean, I don't know. Is Atlanta that good? I don't think so. Sam Darnold? Really? You think Kirk Cousins is going to be ready out of the gate? There's a lot of question marks. They got Bijan Robinson. I understand. They got the stud tight end. You got Drake London. I get it. They have a lot. I expect the Eagles to roll, especially after losing in Brazil. A long plane ride. There's a lot of fires there. They're talking about the game being possibly canceled. As I sit here now, I think they're going to play it in Brazil. So, yeah, Eagles roll here. I expect them to roll. If Eagles lose this game, then it's going to get ugly because they need to win this game. And I think they do win this game. Eagles come home, prime time against Atlanta. If it's Sam Darnold, it's going to be a blowout. Eagles win big. Everybody's starting to feel a little bit more warm and fuzzy inside. And Week 3, you're 1-1 after 2. Week 3, you play one of the easier teams in the league, in my opinion. You play the New Orleans Saints. You're at the Dome though. It's only a 3-point. The New Orleans is a 3-point underdog at home. Again, this New Orleans team isn't the Drew Brees New Orleans Saints. They would need to be, in my opinion. I know they got Kamara. I know they got Shaheed. I know they got Taysom Hill. But in order for them to do what they need to do, they need to have Drew Brees to beat the Eagles, in my opinion. I think the Eagles put up maybe a 40 burger in this game. I think they roll. I think the Eagles, after the week 1 loss in Brazil, they blow out the New Orleans Saints on the road. You have a 2-1 record, tied for the division lead at this point. Yes, tied at the division lead at this point. Week 4. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see what the line is. Eagles and the Bucks. You travel to Tampa Bay. Ooh, back-to-back road games against a good Tampa Bay team that blew you out in the playoffs. Tampa Bay is a 3-point home underdog. 1 o'clock game. Eagles can win this game. Eagles definitely can, but for whatever reason, that's a tough place to play in Tampa. You showed it in the playoff game. I think Eagles defense is not as good as it was when you played in the playoffs, even though the playoff game, everybody seemed to have given up offense. I was surprised you brought back Sirianni with that collapse. I think the defense is going to be an issue against one thing that Kellen can beat below average teams. He doesn't lose. But when you have a team who game plans and fights back against you, you would think this would be a revenge situation, but it's too early in the season. They're too fresh. All things being equal, as I sit here now, I think the game is like a overtime game. It's still hot in Florida. It's still September. I think Baker Mayfield gets the job done. Eagles lose to go to 2-2 going into the bye week. Now, let me know what you guys think about the bye week. I could see it 3-1 with the Eagles. I could see you winning that. But I had a tough time with that game because, like a lot of times you say revenge. Now, when we get to the Dallas game, we play a similar situation where we play Detroit again at home. And I don't believe I gave Dallas the win there. So revenge is real. But so that was a tough one. But I just feel like Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, White, and all of them guys that I think it's going to be an issue for the Eagles early in the season. I think after the bye, I think it gets better for you. But I think you come out of week 4 with a loss heading into the bye week. Now, yeah, let me know what you think about the week 5 bye week. I'm not a big fan of the week 5 bye week. I think it's way too early. That leaves you way too many games. Like for the Eagles, that may be a good thing because you need to reassess. I would still say get through at least 6 weeks. And then you can assess where you're at with Kellen Moore if you got to make any adjustments to the offense, kind of like what Dallas did last year. Dallas did nothing offensively through the first 5-6 weeks. I think they had a week 6 bye. They did nothing, but they had time to get everything right. And then Dak Prescott picked up after the bye week. They changed the offense. They tweaked it. They put a CD in the slot more, ran more motion. We're hearing that the Eagles are going to do all that off the bat, but we'll see. New offensive coordinator. I think they're going to be able to beat and hammer bad teams. But I just think on the road, that was a tough one. Here again, I don't see them losing any, of these other games that I have them winning necessarily. So they're 2-2 after 4 weeks. And then week 6, they play a very, very physical football team in the Cleveland Browns. The Browns and the Eagles. Eagles get the bye week, have extra time. They host the Cleveland Browns. 1 o'clock start on October 13th. They are a 3-point 3.5. I see two different. I see DraftKings has it at 3, and this team Bet365 has it 3.5. So 3.5 favorite, home favorite against the Browns. I think this is a game that past Eagle teams would lose. Past Eagle teams would lose. But I'm going to give you a win here. I think this is being fair. This is the type of game that the Eagles would lose. Non-conference team at home, tough defense. The fact that you're coming off the bye, I think they'll have extra time to plan for Deshaun Watson. We'll see. I mean, Cleveland is unbelievably talented. Dallas has to go to Cleveland week 1. Stay tuned for that tomorrow. I'm giving you the win here. I'm going to give you the win. And you guys may think I'm unfair at giving you the loss in Tampa. But I'm going to stick to my guns. This is where I say I keep it 100. I take the fan aspect out. Because let's be honest, you could technically win every game, right? You're only an underdog. I don't know. I'd have to look. You're only an underdog in a couple games all year. So Dallas is an underdog in 3 games all year, I believe. Maybe 4. So there you go. Eagles beat the Browns. They right the ship. They take a 3-2 mark going into the New York Giants, week 7. This is where everybody likes to get healthy, right? Everybody wants to play the Giants. Cop Pizzle, sorry, my man. Giants, they're all about their offensive line. So Eagles, I believe, have to go to MetLife. Yes, they go to MetLife at yet again a 1 o'clock game, October 20th. Eagles are a 5.5 point, anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 point favorite on the road. Eagles take care of the Giants as they always do in New York. Yes, they always take care of the Giants. So the Eagles get the W. They are 3-2 after 7 weeks in first place, I believe. Yeah, I know Dallas doesn't have that good of a record. Dallas, yeah, you're at least tied for first place. Let's put it that way. Week 8 of the football season. Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, the Bengals, the Bungles, as we like to call them. This was another tough game for me. At a conference opponent, Cincinnati. Yes, Bengals. Cincinnati hosts the game. Cincinnati Bengals are a field goal favorite. 425 in Cincinnati. They have a lot of weapons. Will Jamar Chase be there? That'll have a lot to do with it. I fully expect Jamar Chase to be there. But they got T. Higgins. They lost Mixon. They're a very talented team. They picked up the Buffalo running back. Put it in the comments. His name is slipping me. Cincinnati, very good football team with Super Bowl aspirations. Eagles travel to Cincy. Could they win this one and lose? Lose. They're not losing to the Giants, but I mean, could they win this one and lose another game somewhere in the schedule? Yeah, they could. I don't have it that way. They're the underdog. They need to be the underdog. They just got healthy coming off a bye. They go to Cincinnati. They take the L against the Bengals in prime time at 425. My favorite time slot for football games. Heading into week 9, the Eagles are 4-3. You are 4-3 after 7. Your bye is behind you already. So you did come out of the bye week 5, and then you beat Cleveland at home week 6, and then you went on the road and beat the Giants week 7. You're going to lose on the road 425 week 8. Week 9 of the NFL schedule, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe you host Jacksonville. I believe. Yes, Eagles are at home. Wow. Sunday night football. Again, tough spot for Jacksonville. Eagles are a 3.5 to a 4.5 point favorite. I would expect that line to be bigger. I would. Out of conference opponent. I think prime time at the Link. They're almost unbeatable. Give me the Birds to beat a Jacksonville in a dominating 10-point win. How about that? 10 points and 2 touchdowns. Eagles win. Their offense is rolling. Defense is, I think it's a high-scoring affair. Like I said, I think your defense is going to struggle, especially as we get later in the season. That doesn't mean you're going to lose games, because looking at their record, and you'll see, it's not too bad. You definitely get the W against Jacksonville on Sunday Night Football, setting up the showdown that I'm going to be at. Yes. Can't wait for this game. November 10th in Arlington, Texas. Yes, Arlington, Texas. Last year, Dallas, 31-13 in Texas. They handled the Eagles. I think they put 31 points up against a better defense last year. I think the Eagles and Dallas split. I do. I don't think you're beating Dallas twice. I see a lot of that narrative. Dallas, again, they had hardly lost any starters. A lot's going to come down to some young people on the Eagles defense and some young people on Dallas's offense. So, again, right now, the Dallas is a 2-point favorite. There are some 1.5, and there are some 1. So it's all over the map. Eagles travel to Dallas, November 10th, 4:25 start. I'll be there in attendance. Me and Primetime Phil, Mark Holmes, and a bunch of subscribers. Dan Cilio may be there. Philly 500 may be there. I'll hold my breath. They say they're coming, but maybe not. Who knows? Philly. You know Philly. You know you Eagle fans know Philly. We'll see if he shows. Dallas Cowboys, the favorite at home, usually handle business at home against the Eagles. Dak Prescott against the Eagles is very good. The Cowboys in general. I'll say this. The Cowboys under Dak Prescott have a good record against the Eagles. I think they're 9-4. They move that to 10-4. Take the L in Big D. I know that one stings, Eagle fans, but I keep it 100 here. Again, I keep it 100. Do you want to win? Yes. Do you think you can win? Of course you do. Are you going to win? No. I kind of like how I feel with the Cowboys. I'll give you just a quick glimpse. I have us losing week 1 in Cleveland. Do I think we can win? Yes. Do I want to win? Yes. Am I going to predict them to win? No. So, again, I'm keeping it real. Bring on the hate. Week 11. Let's look at the lines, people. Let's look at the lines. Let's look. Let's see. Week 11. Eagles, 8:15 Thursday night football against the Washington Commanders/Commandos with the rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who I really liked. Very surprised that they traded in division and to you. I thought the Eagles gave up a lot for Dotson. Eagles think they haven't. I think they did. For a guy, he hasn't done much. I mean, but if he can't get open with this Eagles offense, then there's something wrong. But right now, the Eagles are a 7-point favorite, and I think the Eagles roll the Commanders. I think the Eagles pummel Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels at the Link Thursday night football. I think the Eagles win. Yes, I do. So right now, I got the Eagles at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-4 after 10 games. Heading to Eagle Drew in L.A. Heading to Eagle Drew. Week 12, they go to L.A., who I have L.A. Rams winning the division. I don't think the Niners are going to win that division. At the very least, it's going to be a tough division. I love Arizona this year. I think Seattle is going to be decent. The line for that game, Week 12. Drew, I know you'll be in attendance, my guy. There'll be a big Eagle fan base there. Just like when Dallas goes there, Dallas controls the stadium. I don't know if the Eagles will control the stadium, but there will be a lot of fans there. Right now, very close. Basically a pick-em game. The Rams are a half a point favorite at home, basically telling you they think the Eagles are a slight edge there. I have the Birds after thumping Washington, losing to the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, on the road. I think the Rams are a Super Bowl contender. Yes, I do. I think you lose in L.A. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams. I love what they did in the draft on the defense. I know they don't have Aaron Donald. That's fine. I take a fast track. I believe that the Rams will take advantage of that Eagles defense and put up a big number. I think it's a close game. Eagles can win this one too. It's not like they're going to get blown out. It's a field goal game. It really is a field goal game. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. Again, this is one of the situations where, you could see a win. I don't see any losses anywhere that they could possibly win. Well, there is one. There's one loss I'm not going to predict it, but they could lose this game, but we'll get to it. But I'm going to give them the L. Week 12, Eagles take the L in L.A. They are the underdogs, so it's not like it's so far-fetched that you're just a hater. No, I'm not. And moving on to Week 13, they play the much physical team. I think this team is destined to be in the the AFC Championship game. Again, it's a tough spot. I don't know that you have the linebackers to be able to play with Lamar Jackson. I don't. But let's see the line. And, I thought it was home. It's not home. Wow. The Ravens are a 4-point favorite. 3.5 some spots. The Ravens are home. Tough place to play. M&T Bank Park, I believe. 425 showdown, December 1st. I believe that the Ravens beat the Birds. Maybe they start panicking. Oh, my God, is this where it starts to unravel? Relax, Eagle fans. I don't believe that's the case. I think you go on a run after this game. But you will lose in Baltimore. Yes, Week 13. After Week 13, you will go on a run, but you lose Week 13. So your record as I sit now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 6 and 6 after 12 weeks. Maybe not what you want, but again, I think that's fair. Week 14, you get healthy though. Yes, you do. Your 500 football team. Good news for the Birds. Nobody else in the division is doing anything special. You are right there to take to be able to pick up the pieces. Maybe if you had more defense, you would be gaining that 2-game lead that you've seen in recent years. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think teams are going to be able to score points about the Eagles. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts and that offense to put up 30-plus points every game, and I don't know that that's going to happen, at least early on. So we'll see. We shall see. But let's go to the next game. The Birds host the Carolina Panthers, who may be the worst team in the league, along with the New England Patriots. Carolina Panthers come into the link as an 8.5, anywhere from 7.5 to an 8.5 point underdog. The Eagles thump the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young, and the 2-game losing streak to go to 7-6. Bring on Week 15. Bring on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's look at the Steelers line. Pittsburgh Steelers, Week 15. I believe it's played at the link as well. That's big for me. Eagles, 425. December 15th is a 4.5-point favorite at home against the Steelers. Not a big Russell Wilson fan. I think Russell might be benched by now. You may be playing a Justin Fields, who would be more scarier to me than Russell Wilson because of his legs. When he's locked in and he's on a roll, Justin Fields is a beast. So I got the Eagles hammering the Steelers. Yes, hammering the Steelers at home to go to 8-6. Yes, 8-6. Setting up the Week 16 showdown against the division rivals. Yes, the division rivals, Washington Commanders. By this time, I think the Commanders have gotten off to a really rough start with their schedule. They're very talented. They are a very talented team. You play in Washington. Yes, you play in Washington. Let me see something. Okay, I had you beating Washington at home week 11. So you beat Washington at home week 11. So I'm going to give you the split here. I think by now, I believe the Washington Commanders have gotten some of the kinks. The rookie quarterback is feeling comfortable. The Commanders are a 3-point underdog at home against the Eagles. 1 o'clock start at the Christmas Eve, 12:22. That's like the Christmas Eve game. No Merry Christmas, Philadelphia. Sorry, Jeff Garcia. No Merry Christmas, Philadelphia. Eagles take the L, split with the Commanders. Yes, they split with the Commanders to go back to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're 8-7. You sit here at 8-7 after 16 weeks. Come home against my Dallas Cowboys. Yes, my Dallas Cowboys. Week 17 at home. You played Dallas at home at this point. Yes, been there, done that. It's going to be a little chilly. Eagles blow out the Cowboys. They blow out the Cowboys. Right now, the Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite. I'll probably be at that game as well. We'll see. 2.5-point favorite by the Birds. 425 on December 29th, kind of like the New Year's week game. Eagles need to win. Eagles are in a playoff spot, trying to take the division away from the Cowboys. They blow the Cowboys out. Yes, they do. Win. They go to 9-7, bringing on Week 18. Week 18, I believe everything comes down to Week 18. Possibly. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. You are 9-7 heading into Week 18. Yes, 9-7 into Week 18. I know some of you Eagles fans, we're going to be better than 9-7. We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot of ifs and buts. A lot of these lines are close. All the big lines, I've given you the win. Like I said, if you beat the Green Bay at a game, but there's some games along the way that you could potentially lose as well. So Week 18, there is no lines. They did not include a line for Week 18. They do that for a reason. There's not even a time or place. Usually it's a 1 o'clock game unless it means something. Eagles are probably in prime time. But I could tell you that you play the New York Giants. New York Giants are out of it. They're trying to get out of Dodge. You play in Philly. Eagles are going to blow them out. The Eagles are just going to dust them. Eagles wrap up the regular season. Yes, wrap up the regular season with... Oh, wait. It won't share the screen. Why not? Huh. Sorry about that. It's not sharing the screen. Hold on a sec. It won't share the screen right now. So what I'm going to do is after my video, I'm not going to tell you if a 10-7 record wins you the East. Everybody that's been following me knows. I know a lot of people are predicting 9 wins for the Cowboys. We're going to do the whole breakdown. Eagles are 10-7. I think that's very fair with that defense. You could win 11 games. If you win 11, I don't believe you're winning 12 or 13 with that defense. I think you're kidding yourself if you do. If you do, then you're going to be really good and you're probably going to have a Super Bowl year. And I'm sure Eagle fans think, well, that's what's going to happen. We're going to win and we're going to, I'm going to throw it in Game Time's face. Well, that's fine. I mean, you could do that. It is what it is. So, but I have the Eagles at 10-7. That very well may be good enough to win the division based on tiebreakers and stuff. Stay tuned for my Dallas prediction. I am a Dallas YouTuber. I will save it. I nailed the Eagles the last 2 years. I didn't nail how they were going to lose last year. They were out to a 10-1. I did not have that. Then they collapsed. Will they get it in gear? Will Nick Sirianni be the coach by this point? I say yes. They love Nick. Nick doesn't make waves, if you know what I mean. He lets the analytics team do what they want to do. Again, I think the key is your coordinators are that much better this year, your offensive and defensive coordinators, but there is going to be some growing pains under Kellen Moore and his offense. I do. I think if you go 4-0 into the bye, then you're going to be 12. I don't see much difference. I gave you a win against Cleveland, but I also gave you a loss in Cincinnati on primetime. Okay, I gave you a loss in Dallas. People go, oh, Dallas sucks. Okay, we beat you 31-13 last year. Dallas is going to be better on offense this year. They are. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, but the first 6 weeks of last year was horrendous until they got their act together. I think they're going to be good. I do. With Cooper Beebe, I think our running game is going to be a lot better. Yes, we don't have great running backs. It don't matter. I got the one game that, like I said, I have you losing in LA and everyone goes, oh my God, but I also have you beating Pittsburgh. I have you beating Dallas. I have you beating the Cleveland Browns. I have you beating Atlanta Falcons. I have you beating New Orleans in a dome. And I have you losing in Tampa. So the two games on the schedule that you could say is the Washington Commander game on the road. Listen, you should have lost both games against Washington last year. You won both. Kudos. But Riverboat Ron did everything he could to lose those games. And he was a chump. He didn't want to go to overtime. It is what it is. But please save this. After the video, I'm going to show my thumbnail with the schedule prediction on it. Take a picture, look at it, see where I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Throw it back in my face later in the season how bad I was. I welcome it. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I'm predicting a 10-7 season for the Birds. Stay tuned for my Cowboys prediction. Am I going to be singing the Eagle fight song after that prediction, or am I going to be singing a Cowboys fight song? And yes, they do have a fight song. It's old and it's not very good, but they do have it. So stay tuned for that, my Cowboys prediction. But there it is, people. There it is. Where is it? Well, you get the point. We'll see if they're going to fly their way to a division. We'll definitely see if they do. But I do know, as a local guy, I'm really excited about the Phillies. They just won a 3 out of 4 game series. We got the Sixers. Coming up, Paul George and company. I know I'm excited about the Sixers. So before I get out of here, I got to hit the best song. And the best. We coming, baby. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you. Stay tuned for my Cowboy prediction to see if that's good enough to win the NFC East. Either way, they're in the playoffs. If they weren't, or if they win the division, will Dallas be in the playoffs? Will Dallas be out? Will the Eagles fans be right and Dallas still stinks, right, Philly 500? Stay tuned. I'll talk to everybody later. Peace.